on the show. Do you not agree? Are you not entertained? Let's go.
Four, four, three, two, one.
What on?
I'm so amazing, y'all. So rated R. So fly, fresh to death to hate me, y'all. I'm so amazing, y'all. So rated R. So fly, fresh to death to hate me, y'all. I'm so amazing, y'all. So rated R. So fly, fresh to death to hate me, y'all. I'm so amazing, y'all. So rated R. So fly, fresh to death to hate me, y'all. I'm so amazing, y'all.
Yes. We got the fellas in the building. We got Charlie Charles in the building. We got Arthur. We got Ruben. We about to get
What's good?
We about to
Yes, y'all.
Listen, this week was a week of a lot of silence in the group chat that we have here. I don't know if there was nerves because of the title of the show or what, but there seemed to be a little fear going down, with the gentlemen of this week. But I don't believe that. I mean, that I think the outside mind would probably assume that. But knowing these gentlemen the way I know them, I know there's no fear in these guys right here. You know what I mean? Because I know they understand this is a man's world. They understand that, right?
Ooh, that's the first jab.
That's
the first jab.
Body blow.
Hey, but it won't be nothing without a woman.
Hey, come on now. Right. Come on, keep it real.
Hey, let's
with every king
man.
there's a queen, right?
That's the damn sure truth.
Tell him, Charlie.
100%, man. 100%.
Probably come back on the next episode, man. I might.
I want y'all to be able to come back for sure, man. It was good. How was your first week, man? They're already starting. They're already starting in the chat.
They starting already. Yeah, I see it.
They starting. But before we get into all that, there was a few things that got out and started made some news this week, and one of those things was this United Healthcare CEO case of the CEO that got murdered.
Sad.
How did you guys look at that? I know I had my perspective and view of it, but I would love to hear what you guys thought about that when you first kind of heard about it, and what was your initial reaction towards it. Charlie, we'll start with you.
Wow, it's kind of tough, man. I mean, the medical field, how they can do you dirty, but the CEO is just doing his job, man. You know what I mean? So to point out one person and mark him for death, it's that's really borderline, Yep. It's really borderline. So that's my perspective. I mean, I'm up on the fence with that one.
Well, it's like anytime you take a life, man, that's it's wrong, and no matter how you look at it, not unless you're defending yourself. This man, like Charlie said, this man was doing a job. Now, granted, we all know big corporations out just trying to stick it to the little man, and we don't know the underlying reasons why this happened. But the simple fact, this guy it was premeditated. This guy made a premeditated point to take this man out publicly and to try to prove a point. And that in itself tells you the severity of where his mind was at, So it's a sad thing. I feel bad for the family. I really do.
You got to remember, he had a boss.
Right.
So marking him for death, was the wrong thing to do.
I see a comment real quick that I want to get to, but a couple of quick shout outs. Max, what's up, Max? Vera, what's up, Vera? Lady Energy in the building. Venus, what's up? Lucy Santos in the building. And Janice is in the building. Janice! Man, Janice got something interesting to say here. I have United Healthcare, and crazy how they said I owed a bunch of bills after I met my deductible already. And last week, they were all at zero.
Wow.
Makes you think. Rube, what was your take on that, brother?
Look, man, at the end of the day, like Charlie and said too, it's just, it's sad, man, when a life is taken regardless of what their profession is. there's always somebody hurt. Their kids, his kids, is just devastated. There's no amount of money, no nothing getting back. But the truth is, when you hold positions like that, the government on down, I mean, you just dealing with hate, dealing with other life insurance policies. I mean, there's so many ways it could have been on who put that hit or who did that and why. Again, there's no reason for it. It's just a sad situation. If you ask that guy right now, would he rather have been a janitor just to stay alive? I guarantee he would say yes. So this is what I'm saying. You got to really, it's unfortunate, man. You just got to take every day and then be blessed and just try to prevent, try to do the most you can to survive a day. Shit like that, you can't survive another man in 10. If I want to wipe somebody out and I got a gun, I got the upper hand at that moment. So, it's so sad, man. It's just a sad situation, bro. That's all.
Lucy said Luigi body count 1, CEO body count 100,000. I'm a little confused by what you mean by that, Lucy. But if you're saying that the CEO took a lot of lives, I think a lot of people are looking at it from that perspective as well, because I didn't get the numbers, which I wish I should have, of how much that guy was making. But I know these CEOs are making millions and millions.
They're in the highest 7-figure bracket, a lot of them. But here's the crazy thing about it, real quick. Just let me say this real quick. How all of a sudden a lot of females are making this guy a martyr. Oh, he's so beautiful, he's so handsome, he's this, he's that. Yo, that's crazy. He premeditatedly set out to kill somebody.
Well, that does go to the topic of today. Are women really crazy?
A segue. I'm just saying.
Listen, there was a lot of people that came to his defense, and I think knowing the corruption in the pharmaceutical companies, I think that kind of shed a light of the people saying enough is enough, and again, not saying that's right. I mean, you never take a person's life, no matter what, but I think it's a wake-up call, and I hope at the very least that would be a wake-up call for these pharmaceutical companies to say, hey, we need to start doing the right thing by the people and stop being so money hungry.
Can I say one thing real quick, fellas?
I want to say something too, man.
Yo, listen.
No, we want to get into this, but we got a minute left on this topic.
All right, listen, man. New York City and other states need to start bringing the death penalty back on some real shit, and they need to get it executed right away. I think if you take a life and you are found guilty with no proof that in other words, if I got robbed in my house and I kill somebody, it's gonna hurt me, but I protected my family. That's something different. But when you take a life for no reason, I don't care. Your ass should die the next day. Because the truth is, you take one of mine, I don't give a fuck who you are, what you are. I'm coming after you, and I might do something to the ones you love since your ass bounced. I'm telling you, shit is real out there, man. Be careful. Y'all niggas out there tricking and trying to hurt niggas. You got mothers and shit. Don't think that niggas won't snatch your moms up either. Like I said, you take a life, your ass should be gone too. If we can't get you, and Dom, real talk, man, that's that. Listen, I lost a brother in the street, and I lost a cousin. We couldn't get him. The next person got it. Then he showed up. Then he got killed too. So you know what? You live by the sword, you die by the sword. Bring that death penalty back. You got to respect lives, man. Listen, my son takes a life. As much as I love him, holy shit. Bro, you made the bed, man. I love you and everything, man, but I don't know what to say about that. I can't be both-sided. If you take a life, your ass life should be taken too. And people are not fearing jail. People don't respect cops. People don't respect the time they can do. They got to start, unless you some Taliban nigga ready to blow yourself up, it's hard to justify that when you're ready to die at the cause. But most people not ready to die when they commit a crime. They're ready to get either paid from it or away from it. That's it, man. That's just real talk.
I agree. I agree with that, but and we're gonna get into that another day for sure, because I think that's something that a lot of us feel, and would be a good topic, good conversation. But
random questions.
Random question number 1: if you can only whisper or shout for the rest of your life, which would it be?
Damn, I want to be heard, man.
I'll repeat it again for the fans out there. If you could only whisper or shout for the rest of your life, which would it be? Me personally, I'm gonna say I'm whispering. You know,
That's what I would say.
listen, everyone's
That's what
gonna
I'm
have to
saying.
listen, man. But
You know, when I changed. I whisper too, man.
yeah.
I'm whispering because sometimes you can be talking loud and saying nothing.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
wonder
just
what-
like it's just think about some of the movies you've seen. Some of the baddest cats in the world step to a guy and whisper in his ear, "Dying ain't much of a living." You know what I'm saying? Or some old smooth stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, because when you whisper, somebody might not hear you, so they be like, "Huh? What you say?"
Joey P in the building. What's up, Joey P?
I'm thinking about the sexy part about it, man. That's what I turned my shit around.
Yeah.
Listen,
I would like to whisper, you know.
you see all the guys talking about
ear, you know?
whispering, and all the
Tina
women
says she's shouting. Karen says she's shouting. I hear you.
I think Speedy made up his mind already. He's shouting. I think
Lucy
whisper.
says
Gotta go.
she's shouting all day.
It's a good mix, not for nothing.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely a good mix.
I think you get your point across whispering either way. Like Arthur said, you can say you're gonna die slow.
My brother Genera in the building.
Or be sexy about it.
Right.
Joey P in the building. So moving on to the next topic that made a lot of noise this week, and that was the whole Jay-Z situation with the 13-year-old girl rape case. Want to get what you guys felt about that. And I'll give my opinion right off the bat because everyone that knows me knows I'm a Jay-Z fan, diehard fan from album number 1 to today. And it's amazing when you see people. For me, what I hate to see is when people right away want to start saying, "Oh, he's guilty. He did this." It's like people wishing for a person's downfall. Like, how do you wish, especially when it's a person that comes from a lot of the places that we come from, from the hood, came from nothing and made something of himself. And, the people that have lived that same kind of life are rooting for this man to fail. Like, to me, that blows my mind. And, I can't vouch for what he did or didn't do, but what I could go off is, it's almost like a historian that reads books and tells you about a certain individual that he might write a book himself and says, because he knows this person, things that this person did because he studied them. And I think I could kind of, in a way, put myself in that position when it comes to Jay, because, I'm know word for word his music from album 1, the words that he spoke about, where I've listened, where you get a lot of people that want to judge and criticize and don't even really know his music, just know a couple of the few songs that we all have heard in the clubs or whatever the case is. And if you're a person that has followed him, if anybody's here that is like me and have studied his music from album number 1, Reasonable Doubt, to the latest, I think we can all have a pretty strong feeling on this one, saying that's not his character. He's been a man who's always been a leader. He's been a man who's always given so much knowledge to kids growing up in the hood, to what to do with their lives from a financial perspective, from stop thinking that being hood is supposed to be cool. And Jay always went against that and preached that to everybody. And I think, a lot of people just rush to that kind of judgment on a person like that. And to me, again, I just wanted to put that out there because I would make a heavy bet he had nothing to do with any of that kind of stuff. But again, never going to say never, because you just never know. But that's my take on it. I'll let you guys take it from there. Charlie?
Well, I know somebody personally from his camp, a man, Vic Medina. And I spoke to him and he was telling me, yo, no way would Jay go down that route. So, he's a good judge of character. He worked in his camp. So, I'm going with Jay not going that route. And I don't think he's that stupid. I just don't think he's that stupid.
And Speedy says he calls him a friend. I never saw none of that wild stuff. Always saw him into his music. I'm just chilling. And I think a lot of people like Law Laurel. He's cool with their with Jay-Z's family and them. And he said the same things. Like, man, Jay never had no nonsense. He never would deal with no nonsense like that. So you know, it is what it is.
Tony, D, let me ask you a question on this case.
Yeah. Mhm.
How long ago they saying this happened?
This was
Long time ago.
long,
Back in
20 plus
2000
years.
Yeah, 20 plus years. 20 plus years. She was 13.
I mean, I think
She was
with all the facts that have been coming out already, it's pretty much. I mean, it's showing that this is not true.
right.
However, it's just that the fact that there's going to be more things probably getting thrown with everything going on with Diddy.
Yeah.
that-
Well, here's the deal. The latest thing I heard today. Now, his lawyers have of course, he's got high-powered lawyers. They done dug deep into it. The first thing that I heard through different news channels was the time frame. He wasn't even there. Number one. Number two.
No, he
Now
wasn't.
they're starting to dissect her story and recollection, because now I heard today on several events that she might have thought it was Jay-Z, but wasn't sure. And the time frame they saying where the event where she was at to the house that she was driven to, in the time frame, that couldn't have been, because the place that she said she was at was in Midtown Manhattan. She said 20 minutes later she was in this big house, and there's no way you can't leave nowhere in Manhattan and get nowhere in 20 minutes. I don't care where you going.
Listen,
You know what I mean?
Her own dad said he didn't remember picking her up that night.
Pick it up, right?
Like, come on, man. As a
Exactly.
father, you're going to forget a situation like that. Stop it.
Right, but here's another point of it real quick. Now, just let me just say this, guys. You know, whenever you're on the top, those that are under you are always looking to knock you down. Number one. Number two, I feel bad for the people who are male and female who are sexually abused, who need to plead their case, who don't even get the light of day. But for those who perpetrate and just make up straight lies, like this one lawyer who's from Texas, who's backing her, came out with all these allegations, and the allegations were dropped without any criminal proceedings being pushed forward. It was always a civil suit, so it was always a money thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that makes it bad. And here's the last point I'm gonna make. I'm a firm believer of this. You make a false accusation against me, and it's proven false, you need to do jail time and be penalized.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna leave it at that.
there has to be repercussions for going out
Yeah,
there.
it
and doing
has
some
to
shit
be. You
like
can't
that.
just go around making
Because-
lies on people. You can't do that.
That should be a crime, and I'm gonna tell
Right.
you why. Because anybody can just sue anybody for no damn reason. There has to
Right.
be penalties and second guessing. Like, listen, if you're wrong and this is not the situation, you're gonna do 5 years. I promise you, people. Listen, if it happened, go through the whole thing.
Right.
But silver suit, I should want to be able to open up a silver case. Oh man, money, man, it's sad, man. Like
It
when you
is.
think about everything,
It truly
man,
is. It truly is.
there's
And
so
you know
many
that-
avenues.
And you know, too, guys, a lot of things. Everybody that's associated with P. Diddy, they're jumping on the bandwagon. Anybody that went to one of his parties, anybody that know him, they trying to grab everybody in there and put them all in one ball of wax.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, and that's what's going to be. A lot of people going to get hurt by that, without a doubt.
And listen, the corporate America is looking at us like these minorities. You can give them all the money in the world and look at them. I'm telling you,
Mhm.
they are, any inspiration minorities that we look up to, or anything that we can be proud of from an icon that comes from where we come from and we can relate. They're taking down everybody. Kanye West, Diddy, they're making y'all look. Y'all get a little bit of money. Y'all really trying to they don't understand the power behind the scenes. And
Look at one of their first victims was Tyson.
Yeah.
That whole
Yep.
That was a joke.
Yep.
The court,
And-
the court
and-
system,
and
all that
I'll
was a
share-
joke.
And real quick, let me just say this real quick. Charlie, what you were saying. I was in Atlantic City right after that happened. I met this chick that was in that pageant. I met her personally with her handler, took pictures with her, talked to her, and she said to me, Tyson didn't do that. This chick went up there and threw herself at him, and when he did not escort her out of the place where they was at, she told all of them, I'm gonna cry rape. And I was talking to one of these contestants. I got autographed pictures. I hung out with this chick in Atlantic City for about an hour, just talking to her about it. Out of
crazy
some
that-
random stuff. But
What's
you're right.
crazy is that she made false accusations with someone else. And
Right.
It's proven.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
how it doesn't lay up to Tyson, where it throws doubt in his case,
Right.
But they're looking
Random
to-
questions.
Like you said,
Would you rather be able to fly or teleport?
Teleport.
Ooh.
You know, I would want to teleport too, because obviously it'd be easier. But damn, just the experience of being able to fly, that'd be kind of dope.
Yeah.
Nigga, you fly every day in your damn plane. You going
then-
out performing everything. You flying. What you talking about, nigga?
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I will fly.
I-
Nigga, you flying every
like
day.
everything else in life, I guess flying would get boring,
Yo,
right?
get me
Eventually.
there. Get me there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think I would have to.
Hey, well,
If I
look,
could
listen.
teleport right now, I'll teleport where you at
Get
now.
me there,
And
get me
smack
there.
the shit out that hat. You know what I mean? Just bow, just whack ass hat. Shit is trash.
Well, one thing about
Teleport me there,
teleporting as
you see
opposed to
I'm listening
flying,
while I'm not
you
listening.
when you teleport, you can be in and out. So, yo, Rue, you can teleport in, slap Dom in the back of the head, pow, be out. But to fly,
I like
you got to
that.
fly, land, find him, slap him, and then fly back off.
Right.
I'm just saying.
You can teleport and say, I'm not
exactly.
feeling 1940s. I'm going back.
Right,
You know,
right. I'm
80s,
a
90s or
teleport.
whatever.
I'm a teleport because I'm gonna go back to a time and space where somebody did something wrong, and I'm gonna have to knot them up, and then I'm out.
Oh shit. Got,
Good question.
yeah,
Good question.
Looks like a lot of teleporting up in here.
Oh, we got a
There
lot
you
of
go.
teleporting in there. Yeah.
There you go.
I'm down with the Star Trek thing, man, for sure.
You word. Yo, Charlie.
That's true about
For sure.
if you can fly
How
out
many
this
fly
planet and be
points?
somewhere better. Yes.
Max, what's up, Max? I told you I'm
Yo.
still working on getting enough points to be able to get to Mars when we're able to, man.
Yeah, no
I'm
doubt.
keeping the mileage. I'm saving it up.
But Dom,
Yo.
see, you don't need points to teleport. I'm just saying.
That's true. Very, very true. Very true.
That is true.
So moving along, the next busy topic this week was these drones, man. These drones coming in. You know, last couple of weeks we spoke about UFOs. We got into that.
Yeah.
Man, there's been so much coming out with this. I don't know if you guys heard the latest today in regards to the drones, but now they're saying that there's a bunch of radioactive material that went missing December 2nd, which is the day that all these reports started.
What?
So now they're trying to figure out, are these drones part of our government that was out there looking for any material of this radioactive material, and what were they?
What?
Was
I
that
didn't
what
hear
this
that.
was all about? And yeah, this is just the most recent info that came out. And you know, there's obviously there's so many different you know, I guess things we can bring forth from this. I have a whole lot, but those are topics that we'll be talking about for hours. But I just want to get you guys what you guys think initially. What is your opinion of what all these drones are? Ruben, we'll start with you.
Shit, I was in Vegas, my nigga, having a good time. And them drones was out here. You feel what I'm saying? Nigga, they was like, yo, there's drones in Jersey. I got crap in my hands. I don't give a flying fuck. You know what I mean? But all kidding aside, I mean, it's you know, when you know, we all got kids, we all got family. That's what we fear, man. It's the fear of our family and friends and Americans. I think at this time you just don't know what to believe. Yo, D, I don't even know what to believe no more, my nigga. Like, I don't even know if something is missing. There's nothing better than to tell the public, folks, we are missing this. United States, the government, please help us out. There's a reward if you can. Why not do that? Why not put a reward out there and have your community help out? By you just flying drones and bro, from Jersey all the way north. I mean, bro, that's, and not to put fear in the public. I don't even know what to believe no more, D. It's a topic where that, with the whole China, China, there's a lot of Chinese people buying real estate, man. This is the government. I mean, there's a lot of things you got to think about. It's happening. These people are buying it cash, D, just straight and cash. Don't even know where the money came from. I mean, there's a lot of things that are not being talked about. There's a lot of things not being talked about, but all I can say is, D, I'm up in the air with this one, man. I mean, I just don't know what to think. And the more I think about it, the more I put fear, like, the more you start worrying, the more, man, listen, man, Whatever,
I'm,
man.
I'm big on that. The one thing I always tell people: don't let fear take over your life for any reason whatsoever.
Right.
You know, the minute you do that and you allow that to enter your state of being, then you're gonna live in a whole different space.
True.
Like, you know, you gotta just live your life like nothing's going on. And again, this goes back to why I stopped watching news and stuff like that, because I can care less about all the negativity that's out there. I'd rather stay in my world, in my beautiful space. And at the end of the day, guess what? If the world explodes, boom, we all dying together real quick. Who cares? It is what it is. I was happy up to that moment. So, you know, I'm not going to be worried for the next few months before that moment happens. I choose to live my life happy and believe that nothing but beautiful things are ahead of me. And, you know, so that's why I'm thinking maybe, possibly, listen, let me tell you about a dream I had, matter of fact. So I had and it was crazy because I literally fell asleep next to Sim for about 20 minutes and this dream hit me. And it was a dream where I was looking up at the sky and I saw like a UFO type moving around. So all of a sudden it came down, it transformed into like almost like it looked like the Voltron lions and shit, and transformed on the ground. So when I woke up to it, I seen like it was like it looked like my neighbors from the hood when I was in Brownsville. And it was like they were just sitting in there. And I'm like, when I walked in, I looked, I seen there was an older lady with a younger little girl. And the little girl got excited to see me, wanted to like come say hello. And the older lady was like, no, you can't. He's not gonna know who you are. He's not ready. So I'm like, And then I looked at this little kid that was right next to me, and he looks at me. And for some reason, I had this intuition saying that like I know who these people are. I know I'm supposed to know. And when I looked at him, I said, I know who you guys are, right? And he's like, yeah. And he goes, do you want me to switch it on? And he pointed like to my temple. And before I could even say yes or no, because I remember thinking right away, like, I know what he means, that he wants to give me all of my memories of whether it's past lives or who I really am deep in my soul. And I didn't get the chance, and I wanted to say yes, but then I was afraid that if I said yes, I wasn't going to remember this current life that I'm living right now. And before I could even give an answer, he just like did a flick in my temple, and things just started spinning in front of me where I was seeing little flashes here and there, but I wasn't able to regain my focus, and I just woke up. And it was the craziest dream. Like, but it felt so real, so bugged out. So it made me think about a lot of, just kind of different things about what life truly is and, you know, who we really are at the end of the day outside of these bodies. But, you know, that's going into a whole different conversation.
No doubt.
It was cool. It was definitely cool. It was an experience.
Well, one thing, Dom, at least they didn't take you and beam your ass up. You still here with us. So that's a good thing.
Man. I think I am, man. I hope this is the same world I'm living in.
I don't know, with the way topics are changing on a daily, man. Sometimes I wonder about this place we call here, home, or Earth. You know what I mean? It's just so much craziness going on.
Without a doubt.
Random questions.
Would you rather know the date of your death or the cause of it?
Run it back. Say what?
Would you rather know the date of your death, the day you're going to die, or would you rather know the cause of it, the reason you're going to die?
Ooh. That's
date.
I would say the reason, so I can prevent that shit as much as I can. Meaning they say, yo, listen, you're gonna die from a heart attack at 72. I mean, you're gonna do your best to stay healthy. I don't know. I mean, if it's both gonna come out true, either way, you effed up, you fucked up, right?
Yeah.
So,
word.
Dom is saying
I think I'd rather know the reason, probably.
Dom's saying you're gonna die that day, so there's no preventive.
No
Right.
preventive. You're gonna find out the day you're gonna die, or you're finding out the reason you're gonna die.
I want no date.
Damn.
For sure.
Damn. That's a hard one. That's hard.
Right, something like that.
Because if you only have 3 years to live, make sure that every day of those 3 years you're doing something or enjoying or making a memory, something.
Word.
You know
yeah,
what?
I'm with you, Charlie. I'm with you, Charlie.
Yeah, I want no date.
I'd rather know the date. I'd rather know the date.
You get hit by a truck.
Right.
Piano falls off the roof. I just want to know how much time I have, to know how much time I have with my family.
Good point, Charlie.
What I'm gonna try to prove,
But you think about it. Think about if you're
That's a
healthy.
good point.
If you're healthy and you know that day is coming, you're gonna be like, how the fuck am I supposed to die today, man?
No. I'm like Charlie. I don't give a damn what the reason is. If I need to know the time so I can get shit done before that time comes, because
right.
the inevitability of what the cause is, you can't change that. Right? You can't change. You already said, Dom, you're gonna die. So the only thing you can circumvent is your time. What you do with your time. So if I know I got, say, 30 days before I die, I'm gonna get hit by a truck, or my wife might stab me in the back of the head because I made her mad, or I might eat something and choke to death. Before them 30 days is up, I'm going out in the blaze of glory. I'm having fun. I'm doing something to impact somebody's life positive for my life. So when I leave, when I'm dead and gone, on my casket, they say, yeah, he came, he saw, he conquered, and he made everybody happy. It's something positive. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna say, oh, you know, yo, Arthur went out, got hit by, he don't eat no pork or beef, and he got hit by a pork truck.
Oh man, shout out. Hey Maria, we're glad that you're still here with us. 2020, they gave her 6 months, and she's still there.
God
That's
is
right.
good.
That's right.
God is good.
Round of
God
applause
is
to
good.
you. Round of
Gotta
applause.
clap that up.
For sure.
Amen.
Sure.
Amen.
For sure.
Because the word says nobody knows the day or hour. That's what the word
you know what?
says.
I think this right here, what Missy just put up, that I think that should be like the goal of everybody
Yeah.
during your life, is to
Live
learn
your
to
life,
live
enjoy
each day
life
like
each
it should
day.
last.
Like it should last.
And
Melissa,
I keep
good
that in
point.
mind.
Good point, Melissa. Good point.
Yep. I definitely
Yeah.
keep that in mind, you know, especially, you know, with when it comes to my loved ones and stuff like that. You know, it's something I always think about. You never know when's gonna be the last time you speak to someone, last time you get to tell somebody you love them, you know, and I don't take those things for granted. And I try to always remember that. So great point there.
Absolutely.
My brother Bobby Simmons in the building. Flavor Videos. What's up, Bobby? But yeah, man. So moving on, I think it is time to get into the topic that we are here to discuss. And I mean, I'm not sure if it's really a topic.
But hey, hold up! If you get that topic, I might need something to drink real quick. Let me go get me something to drink, and I gotta be right. Here's my water.
I've been drinking up until this topic.
I've been drinking
That's
seltzer,
true.
man.
Woo!
I've been under the weather.
It's about to get hot up in here. It's gonna get hot up in here.
But listen, you know, some people will call this a topic. Some people will just say it's a fact. But are women really crazy? This is what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, now. And we're gonna, you know, it's funny because, you know, I was doing my research on this, and yeah, we're doing research on the fact if women are crazy or not, and found some interesting things that I never knew before. And this is why, again, I love to do this, because listen, I don't get $1 from a podcast, but you know what I do get? I get so much knowledge.
Yes.
And it's awesome to be able to,
Which is gold.
yeah, you know, you see things from a different space, different perspective. So going into, but I want you guys to try to get yourself in trouble first before we
Yeah, throw us under the bus, Don. Throw us under the bus as he rolls over us.
So what? And I want you to be completely honest, right? What if someone came to you? We're not doing this topic right now, but someone came to you right away and asked you, I need you in 2 sentences to answer this question. Are women crazy? What would be your reply? I'll start with you, Arthur.
Crazy like a fox.
Charlie.
Crazy, but I love it at the end of the day, man.
Okay.
But
All right.
definitely crazy.
You played the safe role. You played.
I got you, man.
You double
That's
dip,
what I'm
man.
doing.
You double dip there.
You know, I gotta play
Hey,
it
Rule,
safe.
don't stay quiet over there, Rule. Don't stay quiet.
Listen, mine's is right behind me, boy. I don't want to take some shit and then today's my last day, nigga. Like
She
like my
behind you like
man.
this.
Yeah, and this nigga said my wife stabbed me behind the back of the head.
Get it right. Get it right.
Like,
Get it right. Get
Dom
it right,
Dom
bro.
asked me, yeah. So I think they're the best in the whole world. I think things are. Hold on. Let me tell you what I think. I think that. Man, you can't live without them. We can't live with them. I mean, I think that. So
Nah, you can't. You can't.
Mhm.
And we're not
Listen.
saying that women. We're not saying that women. Go ahead, Charles. Go ahead, Go ahead, Rue. My
I
bad.
thought what I thought was funny
It's
is
clean.
that when we put the topic up
Yep.
earlier, well, when I put up the topic last week or the week before, right away I knew there were going to be reactions, and you got people just throwing their opinions out, and it was funny. I took some screenshots and put them up so I could throw them up here today. So my guy Michael Duffy Jr. said, "Yep, 100, no reason to debate." You know, we had
Mike.
Alva said, "No, we are hormonal, but when we get a fix, then we are okay." See, and listen, there's valid points in that. Men make women crazy. Sorry, guys, but it's the truth. That was from Rosemary. And my man Kareem said, absolutely, without question, completely unhinged, living in a world that exists in their own mind.
Woo!
So, listen, there were some there were some shots being thrown there. And I said, okay, well, let's do some real research behind this, and let's take a look. So I started to look into the origins of how did this whole craziness begin of what we call women. And something I just learned was they said the origins of crazy started in ancient times. Misunderstanding women's bodies. There's a term called hysteria. It's a term that originates from the Greek word hystera, meaning uterus. Ancient Greeks believed that women's emotions and behaviors were controlled by a wandering uterus, causing irrationality. Women were thought to be biologically predisposed to emotional instability, a belief that persisted for centuries. So they believed that there was the wandering uterus that caused these behaviors in the women. And so I'm like, wow, that's kind of where it started to begin in that moment. Okay, reading a little more into it. Hysteria became a medical diagnosis. It became a catch-all diagnosis for women displaying strong emotions, anxiety, or even sexual desires. Treatments ranged from ridiculous pelvic massages to harmful forced institutionalization. And this is where, the beginning of that woman's crazy. This was where it all started from. And it was obviously because, especially at that time, men were the kings, right? They didn't want no woman to challenge them ever. And hysteria became the medical diagnosis for any woman that challenged the man in any way. It's, oh yeah, she's crazy. She's insane. And that was it. And it's something that I guess kind of continues. Continue in a lot of cases to this day. So I'll let you guys. Any you guys got anything to say about that before I move along? Any of you guys ever knew that?
Yo, well, listen. Anytime something misunderstood, you're gonna put your own spin on it. Number one, women are emotional creatures. That is a given fact. They know this. The problem is where we don't understand their emotions, so we just label it as crazy. But women are, when I say crazy like a fox is a very educated, slick animal. They do crazy things to get something to eat, and they get in, they get what they got to get, they get out. A woman might appear to be crazy to get her way around. You know what I'm saying? A woman could be crazy if she comes and torches your car and burns all your clothes. What's the first thing you're going to say? Oh, she crazy. But what'd you do to cause all that? You know what I'm saying? So to label it as crazy, I'd say more misunderstood. They're emotional. They're emotional. Can emotions be called crazy? That's another topic for another discussion. I don't know.
Hey, we're gonna dive deep because like I said, I did a lot of homework on this, and
That's a good thing.
this is but before we do that, Lucy says if we don't give the Toto up, men get crazy. Joanne, what's up, Joanne? She said women are crazy because of the men in woman. What? You lost me on that one. I'm assuming it's because of the men that I don't know if you're trying to say the men in your life or the men that you're making love to. What's that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Oh, let me see. Janice said, I'm still laughing at wandering uterus. Just call her a slut already. That's what I started laughing at when I read that before.
That was good, Janice. That was good. That was good.
I said, look at Britney Spears.
Yeah, now she crazy. She crazy. She was doing the knife dance in her panties and bra. She crazy. That's crazy right there. Yeah.
Oh, man. We're not crazy. It's menopause that we're emotional coming. We need men to understand us. Men are moody when you don't get it.
True. But wait, but women only get menopause after a certain age. What about the craziness when you're in your teens, your 20s and 30s before menopause comes into effect? What about all that? Yeah, because us men know growing up, man, you dealt with some chicks be like, yo, she crazy. We in our teens and 20s and 30s before that menopause thing. Now, granted, yeah, when menopause comes, that causes a lot of whole craziness that we don't understand because the women don't even understand it.
Listen, you have the rise of pop culture as well that played a part in this. And I would agree. You speak on movies like Fatal Attraction, or even like Thin Line Between Love and Hate, the Martin Lawrence movie. And this I think adds to the whole myth of a woman being crazy.
Right.
So you have those kind of things that play a part in it. But something that was pretty cool in 2015, a Yale study expressing frustration was seen. A male expressing frustration was seen as passionate, while women was considered unstable, crazy.
That sounds chauvinistic to me.
Yeah. And that was a study. I don't know exactly how they did the study, but if you guys want to look it up again, it was a 2015 Yale study.
Okay.
And they were able, I guess, however they situated it, they realized that, I guess, and it probably came from men and women. I'm assuming it was a mixed audience with that. And they said any man that expressed frustration was seen as passionate, and any woman was seen as unstable and crazy. Again, that goes to the double standards, right? In the expression and the emotional expression, I definitely think there's a double standard when it comes to that. Again, see, ladies, in a sense, I'm fighting to give you guys amazing excuses of why you're crazy. Okay, so I might need a little help from y'all. Might need a little help because I'm trying to defend y'all here. But sometimes y'all are not defendable. And with that said, I would love to get have you guys ever had an experience with a crazy woman in your life?
Oh, hell yeah. If you ain't live until you had one of them experiences. Come on now. You know what I mean? And granted, some of the women will say, well, I was crazy because you caused me to do this, that, and the third. No. I didn't cause you to do what you did. You did what you did because you wanted to do what you did, and it was crazy. So hey, crazy is what crazy does. Crazy is what crazy was, and there was a lot of crazy women in my past. Let me tell you.
Do you have an experience that you can share with everybody that was
Nah, I'd rather not share. I'm just saying it happened. Yeah, I ain't. Yeah, because they might be listening, and I don't want nobody flying no drones over my house, dropping bombs on my house. Then it caused my wife to act crazy, want to shoot somebody.
Hey, Rube, how about you?
I'm sorry,
You're
guys. I
on
don't
mute
know what
right
I'm
now.
doing here, man.
Let's go to Charlie first. It gives me time to, you know what I mean?
Charlie's
Look at
struggling
Charlie.
over there. I don't know what Charlie doing over there with his camera.
He's going through it right now.
Charlie's still struggling with his camera over there.
Charlie got some crazy shit going on over there, huh? There you go. He back.
Well, I
Charlie, you hear that?
I can honestly say I've never really had a crazy moment with a woman in my life. Like, I think the craziest thing that happened with me was something that I found out about after the fact. It was a situation where I had it was a woman I was talking to that I didn't see no signs of craziness. I would have bet everything that she wasn't the crazy jealous type. And little did I know, the jealousy issues started to happen, and I saw a totally different side of her, which I couldn't handle, couldn't deal with, and I let it be. And sometime later, which this was a funny situation, but I actually I had told my mom might be on right now if she's on, and she'll recall this time because I spoke to my mom about this, and my mom was like, "What happened? You know, you got tired of her and you left her, whatever the case is." And I said, "No, ma." I said, "This she's a little crazy." My mom's like, "Yeah, okay, you're just tired of her. You wanted something else." I'm like, "Mom, that wasn't the case. Like, she really legit was crazy." Okay, left it alone at that point. Fast forward a few months later. At the time, I'm coaching baseball. One of my players, their grandmother, who was at the field, had a conversation with my mother and asked, "Is he still with the girlfriend?" And my mother's like, "No, they broke up, whatever the case is." She goes, "Good, because I wanted to tell you something that happened." She goes, "Last year when we were together, or at this tournament, she came to me and asked me, am I in love with your son?" And meanwhile, this lady's like pushing 80 years old. She had the nerve to go to her and ask her, "Is she in love with me?" So my mother comes back to me a while later and she goes, "I got to say something to you." I'm like, "What?" She goes, "I got to say sorry." So I'm like, "Sorry?" She goes, "For what?" She goes, "Because I didn't believe you." I was like, "Believe me what?" She goes, "When you told me this girl was crazy." I said, "Why you say that?" And then she explained to me what the lady told me. She's like, she went to her and said that, asked, were was she in love with me? I'm like, "What?" Like, again, I knew she showed the jealousy, which is why I had to leave. But to that extreme where you're walking up to a grandmother asking her, "Are you in love with my man?" Like, that's insane. That was
I
like
just can't hear nobody. That's why.
crazy. We can hear you, Charlie. You can't hear us? You might. You struggling with the volume? You can't hear. Uh-oh. This ain't good. That ain't good.
E-Bank, make sure she disabled that shit real quick. Like this nigga, he can't hear me, so fuck it.
So,
I know
Charlie, we're here, Charlie.
Oh,
Don't worry about it. Figure it out. We got you covered.
I know Cindy's like this right now on that camera, like the tongue got set. But Don, listen, that's crazy, man. Listen, jealousy can take a person to do crazy things in this world. And it goes both ways too. The niggas is bugging out there too, right? So, but since we're on the topic of females, I will say that I had a crazy experience, almost like the thin line between love and hate, where you have a tremendously professional person and you don't think they go over and beyond. Look at that, like that movie you just mentioned, right? a thin line between love and hate. When Martin, met her, she was in real estate. She was a multimillionaire, and look at how love can make you almost give it all up for jealousy and make you go crazy and put you in a situation. So, similar experience like that, man.
He got muted by C-Bank.
Yeah, she went to his Wi-Fi and muted the voice over data. Look, now she cut off video over data. He's
Well,
finished.
now he's doing the right thing because he left and he has to come back in. So he'll come back. He'll come back in. If you're listening out there, Charlie, leave the whole thing and then come back in, and it should restart everything.
Yeah.
If it's anything more than that, Charlie, text us. We'll call 911 real quick.
But listen, man, we got a special guest in the house.
Oh.
When we were talking about this show this past weekend because we were all together hanging out, and he seemed very, very rattled and unnerved by the situation. You hear, Charlie?
I'm back.
You're back, brother. You're back. And you come just in perfect time because we got a special guest that we're gonna bring in, someone who was trying to stay away from this, and he is now in the line of fire.
Let me find out.
And we got Mr. Chris Patron in the building.
The whole week.
What's going on, my dudes?
Oh, what's up? What's up, brother?
Not much, man. What's going on?
Oh man, we here about to finish getting in trouble here.
I'll tell you what. I just walked in, and I guarantee you, Charlie's in deep shit.
Nah. I've been good.
He's been playing the safe.
Come on, Charlie.
Nobody's going to my funeral.
Okay.
Nobody's going to my funeral.
For those
Sounds
of
like
you that
it's been
know
a
Chris
good night so
Patron,
far, gentlemen.
for those of you that don't know, Chris Patron is the husband of Brenda K-Star. So he was walking very carefully with us this past weekend when we were having the conversation of the topic. So
I think you were scared.
100%.
As we all were when the topic came out.
I ain't gonna sit here and act like a tough guy. Not in this battle.
Nope. I don't blame you. I wouldn't do that
I'm
neither.
gonna win that one, but
No.
Well, Chris, you might as well jump right into the fire. So, have you ever had an experience with a crazy woman in your life that you can remember?
I do, and I tell you what, I got a shitload of stories, boy. Nah, I don't have to mention no names, right?
No, you don't got to.
Okay, good. Just making sure. No, I used to, when I was in college, I was dating a girl up.
Oh, you're going safe, real safe.
You know what? Yeah, I ain't going nowhere.
He's going
near.
real safe.
You went left with that.
Mama didn't raise no dummy.
When I was in kindergarten.
Oh man! No, but actually, these girls wound up fighting in my mother's living room, and nobody was there. I walked out of the house and I let them two fight in the living room while I took off. I didn't want to deal with it. But that was she was a little psycho. But I'm not gonna go too elaborate because I'm a smart guy. Smart. So where were you guys? Where were you guys, Dom?
Huh?
Where were you guys at when I walked in? Did I screw something up, or did I stop in the middle of something?
Not at all. We were just we were just getting into the topic. So we kind of been just doing the introduction of it. I gave a little segue of where the whole craziness began.
Okay.
And I think now we're gonna go into the science-driven info of why women are crazy.
I always wanted to know why she acted like that night.
But listen, there's no excuse for it in a lot of in a lot of the ways that we tend to say, women have this reason for being crazy, that reason for being crazy, because we're both similar in a lot of ways. Women are often labeled emotional due to hormonal cycles, right? But in science says men hormones fluctuate also. Ours are just different. Testosterone in men cycles daily. It's higher in the morning, lower in the evening, which can impact our mood, aggression, and energy. Women's follow their monthly cycle. So we all have the same, type of ways that our body deals with hormones and energy. So I ask you guys, does that eliminate the whole, it's that time of the month reasoning of allowing a woman to be crazy because they feel they're allowed to be crazy when it's that time of the month? And to go to what Arthur said earlier, what happens afterwards when that reason is no longer existing, then what's the reasoning? So do you guys have any? Because you guys right now look so nervous. I'm not comfortable right now. I'm not comfortable right now.
You know why? Let me tell you why. Charlie.
We skating on ice right now. We skating on ice right now.
Listen, he's
I ain't gonna
home.
lie.
He's home.
Listen, I don't want to cut you guys off. I don't want to lie. It was like 5 to 9. I said, I'm gonna jump in now because I don't want Dom to think I forgot about it. But I thought the show was over at 9. I was just gonna come in and say hi, bro. I didn't know we were just at the topic right now.
Oh no, we got plenty of time.
Oh man.
What did you want to say, Rue?
I'm gonna do the 3rd grade, kindergarten, 4th grade thing.
Charlie gonna keep it real safe.
Talk about those crazy girls.
Right.
I was gonna say that all of us had the missus in the same household. This nigga's in Jersey and Sinner's in Florida, and he's talking this shit.
Okay.
He don't understand that Brenda, Mines, C-Bank, and my guy shot, they right around the corner, like, go ahead, nigga. Go ahead. And Dom is talking all that shit. That's why we uncomfortable, nigga. That's why.
That shouldn't even be in the same room with you. That shouldn't be in the same room with you.
Oh shit.
And she's on, I'm like this. Dominic.
I'm gonna give you another fun fact. Do you know that it's a myth that women talk more than men?
That's not a myth.
A 2007 study from the University of Arizona found that both men and women speak about 16,000 words per day on average.
Yeah.
So I thought about it and I said, you know what it is? I think the reason it feels like they speak more is because we tend to forget half the shit we say. I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Right? Because I find that pretty amazing that we speak the same amount as
well, Dom, let me elaborate on that fact for a minute. Let me elaborate on that fact for a minute. There could be some truth to that fact, because when a woman's speaking to you, she speaks to you in a directive with a question, expecting an answer. So your response has to be threefold. You have to listen, respond, and respond that you understand what she's saying, because what they do, they'll ask you something 3 different ways to see if you're paying attention.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Am I right? Am I lying?
Oh no, you're 100% correct on that.
Okay. And if you cannot answer all 3 different ways precisely the same, you're gonna get that. Oh, you wasn't listening to me. Now you got to come up with a reason. So there is some correlation to that fact, but they initiate the conversation before. If it was up to us, we'd rather just listen and not say nothing and go on about our business.
Hey, I gotta go back to a post here that Corey posted earlier. I wanted to show it, and I know we got caught up talking. I didn't get to show it, but I'm gonna put this up now. Everyone has the potential for acting and being crazy. 9 times out of 10, a man calling a woman crazy is usually based on his limited perception of a woman's emotions. We act accordingly for a long time, but then y'all flip out, bitch switch, and now we crazy. Man, listen, you had about 99 times to get it right, but no, you got to bring the crazy out. So we're gonna dance. Hey, that's a listen. That's a valid point. That is
Very
a very
valid. Very valid.
point. And it's funny. I can actually vow. Like I know guys that have been in those situations where they've just been the asshole nonstop, and the minute that chick was just like fed up with his shit and like, all right, I'm doing my thing. Right away, it's like, yo, she's being a bitch. She's crazy. This and that and the third, right? And I think we all know people like that. It's like, it's true. We tend to lead to that a lot of the time. So I wanted to get to that, but I'm glad I did.
Women can be subtle with some of the things they say to you. They tell you something, let it ride. Tell you again, let it ride, and then they hit you with it. You know, hit you with that brick.
I think
So-
if you just nod your head like this, you don't get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? That's all you gotta do. You ever see them birds on a chick? Just hang back and forth. That's all you gotta do.
Well, the thing is, it's also again scientific. We in the scientific driven facts
Right.
space here, and it's a research does show that women overthink more.
Oh, for sure.
It said women
Absolutely.
brains have stronger connections between the left and right hemispheres, which aid multitasking, which is why women are such good multitaskers.
This is
But
true.
also,
this is true.
they overanalyze everything.
This is
So-
true. This is true.
And with that said, it actually says a fun fact. It says that women need 20 more minutes of sleep than we do because of how well they multitask. Like I said just cool facts to kind of you start to see. It's like wow. Oh,
Hey,
that's
Dom,
nice.
I would ask the ladies in the audience, do they find that to be a true fact? You need more sleep because you overanalyze. Ladies, what do y'all think about that? Could somebody comment on that, please?
Yeah.
Give us a female perspective on that fact.
Love to get that perspective because
Yeah, most definitely.
But Charlie, let me just say one thing on that. For the most part, most females who have kids especially play that father and mother role all day. In addition to that, they work. The multitasking hands down true. Matter of fact, if you look at our mothers, they're not built like that no more. Our mothers had 10 kids, take care of them, sweep them up with her. And our fathers, most fathers be out there doing, can't say hold it. The mothers hold it down, struggling, sweeping. The multitask level, the ability the females have is pretty impressive.
No,
It is.
But I just don't
very
think they make them the same no more. It's this whole
Very
new generation. A lot of these new generation will TikTok their asses out and they just instant gratification laziness. So it depends. But women, the DNA in them, they definitely got that multitask capability. That's
you
what
know, in the past, like my grandfather and my father, they would go to work, come home, and then they relax.
Yeah.
But a woman would go to work, come home, and she still had work to do.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They work. I'm not gonna lie. They work harder. They work. They are workers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You're right, Charlie. Charlie, you're right. 110% right.
So I
110%
definitely
right.
can't do all the shit that from growing up with my mother, where she would be doing a million different tasks at once. Now with Sin is the same way, does a million tasks at once. To me, it's just like I don't get it. But it allowed me to understand now, where before I used to look at something like that, I'm like, yeah, this one's crazy. Look at all the shit that she's doing. So it makes sense now, right? It's like when you're thinking of little situations that might have happened in the past where you maybe not pick up a phone call or not text back a woman right away, right? And now they're hitting you up right away with 100 texts like, why are you not replying, blah 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 blah. And then it makes sense because it's maybe it's not that they're crazy, it's just in their mind they're analyzing with 20 different reasons of why you're not texting back or
Right.
calling back, right?
Right.
Their minds are just going. So,
That,
you know,
a lot of
But you know
that
what, Don?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
My
Ruth.
bad.
Go ahead.
But we also, and I can't speak on everybody, but I would say most men also put ourselves in that situation of providing that comfort level to allow that to happen. And what happens is when you let it get away with it 1, 2, 3 times, it becomes the norm and it becomes the expectation.
I agree.
When you beat me, yo, listen, I'll get back to you. Trust me. You know, when you really break down every little situation,
Oh, did
they
you
get
just
tight.
say when you beat me?
Yeah, remember the beeping? Guys, listen. So when I used to play with Dominic baseball, I would have my beeper on me, and when I see these messages and shit, I'm playing
He's not
second
fucking
base.
lying.
Yo, pop-ups are happening. I'm like, espérate, caramba. Yo, listen, I got this shit, nigga. You know what I mean?
He literally would be at second base with his uniform and a fucking beeper on his head.
And the beeper.
How about the next time? Right? Yo, listen, oh shit, hold on. Line drive, double play. You know what I mean? So but listen, I guess once you let it rock one time, twice, man, it becomes a habit. So I think that I think to prevent that, you got to put things in place in the beginning. Let them know, but then if you do that, then they start to see colors they might not. It's tricky because you want to go along with it as much as you can to support the overall health of it, but at the same time, when you be with someone for a long time and they expect certain shit, that's because you didn't put those things in place. But it's never too late to really have a conversation when you're older, at least, and to say, "Yo, listen, this is unnecessary. Shut it down." You know what I mean? It's never too late.
Right.
So I got something here that I would love to get the women's opinion on. Which obviously they're probably going to try to save themselves here. But this is something for us guys to keep in mind. So a landmark study by Dr. Shelley Taylor of UCLA found out that women, when they are under stress, they are more likely to befriend somebody. Where us, we kind of maybe just shy away and leave things alone. But a woman is more likely to befriend someone. And I think that's why when women cheat at times, it's usually because they're stressed in the relationships, stressed or whatever we might be doing as men. And they look for that friend. And a lot of shit happens during that time, right? So that was a study that was found that we need to be paying attention to, guys, because we need to stop stressing out our women unless you want to find your woman in the wrong space. So yeah, I thought that was something to be like, ooh, yeah.
That's something to think
so baby,
about.
no stress. Don't stress ever, honey. We don't need you getting no friends.
You always got that guy. You always got that guy that's saying, "Oh, he shouldn't be doing this. He should be treating you a lot better. He should be doing this."
Yep.
And that's where that violin will get you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
and they're vulnerable at that time. Very, very vulnerable.
I just feel, I just feel that if they're going to do it, they're going to do it during that time or any time. That's my opinion.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying? But I'm married
believe that.
30 years. I'm married 30 years and I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even think about that. If it happens, then it happens. Shame on me. I must have did something wrong. You know what I'm saying? For her to want to go out and get something else. You know what I'm saying?
That.
That's how I
True
feel
that.
about it too.
But I'm married 30
I'm with
years.
you.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
It
I'm
ain't like-
a 30-year veteran too. I'm with you, bro. I'm a 30-year
So
veteran
you know
too.
what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yes,
If your
sir.
girl wants to go out with her girlfriends, you let her go out with her girlfriends. If she drifts off, then let her drift off because that means you're missing something. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't happening then, it's going to happen in a year or 2 years, or it's going to keep happening. You know what I mean? So if it drifts, it wasn't meant to stay. Let it drift, and somehow pull out of it if you could,
No doubt. But I'll share this. I'll share this with you real quick, guys. Not to cut you off. Well, in my experience, and especially after being in there many years, they'll give you hints and clues as to how they want you to do certain things, what they want. And 90% of the time, it's something small and minuscule that they'll ask you or say that they want or need or like, just to see if you'll bring it to fruition, right? like when I first started dating my wife, when I first started dating her, I came to an apartment and she had flowers in the middle of the dining room table. I was like, who died? She said, nobody died. I said, why you got flowers on the table? She goes, because I like flowers. I was like, oh, okay. I never forgot that. In our house now, I make sure there are flowers on the table fresh every week.
Yes, sir. Yes,
every
sir.
week.
Corey said, men cheat for sexual gratification. Women cheat due to emotional neglect most times.
Sure.
And a new man is stimulating her brain.
True that. Well, he might not be stimulating your brain. He might be stimulating something else.
Yeah,
But Corey, you're right. He because I'm gonna tell you right now, if a man's giving you sex, he ain't trying to stimulate your brain. Trust me. That's the last thing he's trying to stimulate. He's trying to stimulate something else.
Great point. And go back to what Chris was saying too. End of the day, you have to allow your woman to live her life. Go do whatever she wants to do. If she wants to go away for a weekend with the girls, do this or whatever the case, give her your blessings. Because at the end of the day, if something is missing, something is missing. Either she's gonna cheat because you are missing certain elements, or she's gonna cheat because maybe she has that wandering uterus, like we spoke about earlier in the show. Maybe she has a wandering uterus. And either way, you'll find out. So you'll either say, all right, well, damn, I fucked up. I hooked up with a hooker, or I'm fucking up as a man. One of the two. You're gonna realize it.
I think that listen, man. If it's any doubt like that coming upon the relationship, brother, the most healthy thing is sit down, have a conversation. Like, look at what are my flaws, what I'm in, and then try to take it from there. But if not, you got to be able to. That's why I say, as an individual, you got to put yourself in a situation that you're mentally stable, you're healthy there, you're financially stable. Get yourself going. So when shit pop off like that, you know that, you know what, you're going to be hurt for the moment. Move on and enjoy your life, because there's certain things you can't prevent. And you certainly can't prevent the missus from doing that. If that, like this gentleman just said, 30 years, if that just like that, it's going to sting, it's going to hurt, because you're like, damn, I'd rather you had spoke to me and maybe fix it, or let's part ways, because I can respect that. And when you do that, it's like, damn, but it's all good. And I mean, what's your name again? I'm sorry, I just met this guy today.
Chris.
So, 30 years is 30 years, but you're not going to regret it even if that popped up, because there's so many beautiful moments, and it was a blessing in many ways, right? And listen, if she wasn't in your life for 30 years, you probably would have been doing some other shit and probably not even be here today. You never know. So there's reasons why. So, but you got to be happy overall. That's it, man. You got to be happy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? If you're happy, shit just falls into place. You know what I mean?
My best friend.
That's the. You hit it on the button, bro. You hit it on the button. Your best friend.
Let me tell you, my wife is here, and she is my best friend. Best friend. With the ass leaving on the corner. You're my best friend.
Hey, Ruben, is she standing? Yeah. Is she standing there with a knife over your head as you say that? Is that what you say?
She got a plate of mofongo just looking at me, and I'm like, I got that shit thrown in the past at me, so I know what it is, like a hot mofongo. But she changed, different person. Yeah, you changed. She's a different person.
Alberto said, give her attention, compliment her, treat her always like when you were first trying to get with her. She will never stray.
I think with all the stress in life, we still got to keep that romance.
Oh, yeah, I should say that.
You got to keep it going, man.
Do you? And I want you guys to be honest. Do you guys believe that? Do you guys believe if you give all those things that Albert just said, a woman would never stray?
No.
Yes and no. Yes and no. It depends, but it depends because
you can't play both sides.
And I'm gonna tell you why. It depends. You could do all of that, but it takes time to nurture all of that. And you could be in the process of doing that, and they not be patient enough to wait. And then they stray, and you say, "Oh, well, I was giving you everything you want." But after you've been in there and been proven over time, a period, that's true. Because you got to listen to cues, you got to listen. You got to pick up on little hints and points and cues that they throw out. You know what I mean? But then if you do all that, is that a guarantee they're gonna stay?
Listen, what if you've been that perfect guy, and I agree with Chris. What if you're the perfect guy, and all of a sudden, they end up meeting Denzel Washington? Listen,
well, there's an old saying, guys. There's an old saying: the grass is always green on the other side of the fence. Till you get on that side of the fence and look back over where you came from. It's that 80-20 relationship. You got 80%. You're gonna give it up for 20%,
right?
Yeah,
I'm sure there's women that take advantage of the opportunity. They got everything they want, get everything they want, and they think that no matter what they do, he's going to keep giving and giving and giving. And maybe one day he gets sick of it. But you know, there are women out there, I'm sure, that take it for granted, just like there's men. But you know,
Yeah.
you can give them everything in the world, and they just think that you're going to keep giving and giving, and even if they get caught out there, you're going to keep giving because they're used to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
True.
I'm sure there
True
are other
that.
women that take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
True.
I got to give my girl Alva, who came to the show this past Friday. She's a G right here. Alva is an official G. You know, those of you that know who Alva is, she ain't playing no game. She said, I always thought I was going to be faithful to my ex-boyfriend with disabilities, but I ventured out with a person that had without a physical disability. Found out it's not much of a difference. So here we are. It doesn't matter at what stage you are in life. You can be healthy, unhealthy. You can have abilities. You can be disabled, and still go through the same issues of the everyday person. And Alva, I appreciate you sharing that because
Yeah, good point, Alvin.
listen,
We big you up.
she did her thing, and it goes back to what you were just saying, Arthur. Right? You're thinking sometimes the grass is green on the other side, and then you realize, damn, not really. It's the same shit. Why did I fuck up something good?
Yeah.
Because I thought I could have something better.
You lift up the grass and you see the dirt underneath. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There you go, Charlie. There you go, Charlie. True that. True that. True that.
Shout out to my cousin. What's up, cuz? Nope. If a woman wants to stray, they will stray. Listen. All right. I don't know. Chad, I'm not. I don't know here. You know, I said Denzel, and you mean
baby.
Tom Cruise. I mean, if that's your preference and you like Tom Cruise, then you know I'm not judging.
Tom Cruise it is, man.
Hey,
Cruise
look,
it is.
speaking of Tom Cruise, the Naval Academy just gave him this big award today. He could be speaking on that. They gave him this not a posthumous award, but this award for bringing notoriety to the Air Force and all his movies, and he just got this big award. So maybe Homeboy's talking about that. I don't know.
Yeah,
You know, Tom Cruise. You know.
maybe.
It's 10 cents in a dime, you know, like what? Denzel, Tom Cruise, you know.
Who am I
what?
to judge? If Chad thinks Tom Cruise is handsome, to each his own.
Hey, whatever rocks your boat, whatever rocks your socks. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right. Whatever makes you happy. But moving along. So there's something called, which I think women can relate to, and I think we can understand. That's called the nothing response. This is the response that we tend to give. And it's like if a woman asks, what are you thinking? And men say nothing. And I've been in that boat plenty of times. Sometimes I'm in my own little zone world where I'm literally thinking of nothing, but I'm in my own zone. And Sin will be like, you okay? All right? Yeah, I'm good, man. What's up? Right? But this goes back to the woman overanalyzing. So women, their nature is to now, well, what is he thinking about? Why is he dazing out like that? Oh, you're lying to me when you say nothing. You have to be thinking about something. Look at the days you're in. So when I read this, I was happy to read this. I'm like, oh, I'm glad I could talk about this tonight because it says here, while women have constant internal dialogue, so they're constantly speaking to themselves, while men sometimes really are zoning out. So if a guy says nothing, ladies, most of the time we really are picturing a blank void in our mind. Like that's what we're seeing in that moment when we say nothing. It has nothing to do with anything else but that. So, you know, to throw that out there to make it clear for the ladies out there, because I'm sure you all go through it. I can vouch, this is here, facts, that we all get into a space of blank. And there's nothing wrong. We just kind of zone out into what we do. You guys do that? Have you have that issue with your lady?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Because you know what it is too, guys. We're dealing with, like, women do, as you alluded to earlier, Dom. Women multitask, right? But there are many times in our lives we're multitasking, trying to keep up with what they're doing and all the stuff that we have to do in our lives, that we're more apt to want to just take your brain out your head for a minute, put your brain on the shelf, and just sit there and just chill. Like when I come home from work, my wife knows I'm coming downstairs to the man cave. I'm gonna turn the TV on, turn some sports on. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna have me a beverage, and I'm just gonna zone out. I don't want to hear nothing. Don't want to know nothing. Don't tell me nothing till I can come up out of that. And now we can talk about what happened during the day.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Yeah, you know, and when I'm sitting here thinking like that, I'm not thinking. I'm not thinking about nothing. Nothing. I'm looking at the TV. It's on, but I'm not even hearing it. I'm not thinking about nothing.
It's almost like when you. Yeah, Chris. No, go ahead, Chris.
No, go. No, there's times where you know, we are thinking about nothing, but we are thinking about stuff, but we just say nothing because we don't want to explain this whole story that's going on in our brain. I mean, there's a lot of times when I'm sitting on the couch and I'm thinking about, you know, shows or who I was supposed to call or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But to sit down and explain everything to you while it's all going in my brain, you know what I mean? It's easy to just say nothing. You know what I'm saying?
True.
A lot of times we are thinking about nothing, but there's times that we're thinking about stuff. A lot of stuff. It's just that I don't really have time to sit here and explain it to you. I got to figure it out in my head right now so I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
True.
That's a great.
That's a great point. Great point.
You know,
great point.
You know, and to that point, Chris, sometimes honesty puts you in a deeper situation. And it's like, you know,
that's true too. That's true too.
Damn, man. Yes. I would have lied to your ass.
I'm just talking about work.
You know what I mean?
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
I hear you.
Nah, you're good.
No, listen, you know what's up. I'm confident in that. But to your point, it's true. It's true because when you start thinking about things and you have to elaborate more, it's just, you know, listen, no, you know, like Charlie said, just
that's more you got to talk about, man. It's more you got to talk about.
Just let me be in my zone. You know what I mean, and then you know we'll connect later. You know, so.
And you know too, what happens too, fellas, like Charlie was saying. Like you were saying before, Chris, if once you start trying to expound on what you're thinking, then they're gonna try to give you reasons to answer what it is you're thinking. Right. Well, why are you thinking like that? Why are you doing that? No, do this, that. Now you got to entertain their concept of what you're trying to contemplate.
Right.
So it's better to just I'm gonna keep it here and tell you nothing until I figure it all out. Then I'm gonna tell you.
Yes, to get their opinion or whatever the case may be. But I rather my opinion before I get your opinion. You know what I mean? And then once I get your opinion, I take it into consideration. I'm like, you know what, that makes sense, or you know, stuff like that. But if you can't make your own decision in your brain before you have to come out and explain what you're thinking about, you know what I mean? It really don't work out that well.
Exactly. True that.
Random questions.
Dom G.
Questions. What's the difference between being real and keeping it real? What is the difference between being real and keeping it real? And I'll go one step further. Which would you rather be?
You know, I think it's, you want me to set it off, I'll set it off. But
sure.
I think when you think about being real, keeping it real, I think it's easy to keep it real. It's easy to keep it real because it's the acceptance of the perception of what others feel about you. Because I'm just keeping it real, but being real, living, being real, and a real father, a real nigga, a real man that holds it down. It is harder 10,000 times than fronting of y'all keeping it real. Man, I'll do this with my wife. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what's up. You're a good nigga, bro. Let me show you what I'm about. I'm a
100%.
100%. That's exactly what went through my mind reading that question. That's exactly what.
And you know who's real. You know who's real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know who's real. You know who's keeping it real.
True that.
But the streets, you know, this youth, right, Chris? The youth is fronting, man. I'm like, oh my God.
I don't even fuck with the youth, man. They're too
I hear you.
in this day and age, bro.
When I hear keeping it real, to me, it brings nothing but negative energy.
Right.
Like, right. I don't look at that in any type of, you know, you know, we constantly, right? You constantly hear where our people will be like, yo, gotta keep it real. You from here, man. You gotta
Right,
keep it
right,
like, yo, I'm keeping it
right.
real. Like, and to me, it made that phrase to me become a phrase that's like, man, I ain't gotta keep it shit, man. I keep it
Right.
who I am. And
Right,
who I am
right,
is being real.
Right,
And,
right.
And then you hit him
Yo,
with this. Listen, I gotta be real about the situation because how the situation is gonna affect the loved ones I got that depend on me every
Right.
day. So we have to understand too is that when you think about the conversations we're having, us, right? A lot of experience here with the five of us. We're older men. We've been through so much that we're able to dissect and just be like, yo, you know what? All that front faking bullshit as being a real nigga will always put you at the right position for the most part. And I think you learn that. It's hard to learn that at a young age. I think if you look back at the youth, unless you was exposed to great parenting and mentoring, I'm just saying, then maybe you have an edge. But for the most part, through aging and making right decisions, allow you to appreciate the goals you've hit
100%.
and harder to give it up. So like Dom, I'm gonna use Dom for example. Dom was raised with good parenting. Look at Dom's face. He thinks I'm going somewhere with this shit. You know, Dominic, and I'm going somewhere with this shit. You know, Dom was raised with good parenting. I mean, both mothers, fathers that you could dream of. But not everyone had that capability. So Dom was exposed to parenting success that allowed him to see the value of the dollar and the things you go work hard for, what you can accomplish, than staying home and benefiting from the government. There's no choice, I get that. But his family went out there, worked hard, raised good family, values. You know, in those situations, you're just gonna benefit and grow up more. And that's why Dom, you see the success in him because he grew up with good parenting. Most of us didn't have that. We learned through trials and tribulations, through experience. And if we are fortunate to not make that mistake that you can't come back from, we're just going to become better. And that's, you know, I speak on really from my experience, but I think a lot of people for like us people, because I don't know, you know, like Chris, I just met you, right? But I can immediately talk to you and know that people think that I've known for 20 years. That's because you can relate to the upbringing, to the core, to the Hispanic value, all those things. So
absolutely,
Don, you lucky, man. You lucky.
No, I agree.
Keeping it real, and I've been a victim of it. Keeping it real can lead to mistakes.
That's right.
Being honest.
That's right.
Being real and understanding
love
it.
that.
And
I love that.
Bigger picture. It'll lead you in the right path. But keeping it real sometimes can lead you into a path of destruction, man.
Yeah.
But keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. And, you know,
that's what I'm saying. Like keeping it real, keeping it real is not real.
Great point, Charles.
Right. Keeping it real is not real, Chris. Keeping it real is not real.
It's not real.
Because 9 times out of 10, when you say I'm keeping it real, you're trying to keep it to somebody else's expectation of what is real. And you're trying, like Don was saying, I'm keeping it real because I'm claiming this, I'm claiming this, I'm part of this, I'm part of that. But as we all grow and prosper and accelerate in life and acquire different things, the realism of it changes. You know what I mean? Like if I'm making $20,000 a year and then I turn around, I'm making $70,000 a year, my reality is different. If I ain't got no job, then I get a job. My reality is different. If I'm a millionaire and I'm hanging with cats that's making no money, who's real? Like where's am I being real or am I trying to keep it real?
Keep it real.
You feel what I'm saying? Like
keep collecting that
I would say
free cheese.
Just one more thing before this goes. You think about the audience who's saying that, right? See, a real successful nigga, a real successful man who hold it down will never speak like that. You want me to keep it real with you? Let me keep it real with you and let you know the position you're in and how you can get better. You got to put that work in. That's keeping it real. But you're going to take me more serious because I'm not just talking about it. I'm going to show you how I live, how I got here, and then I'm going to show you how we could all eat. I mean, so when you got somebody say, yo, I'm going to keep it real, and they ain't doing shit, brother, who I'm talking to? How can you give me advice or speak on something that you're
Absolutely.
not living or doing. It's gonna be, it's just, I just don't respect that.
It's like
And
We got
so
we got
it's
an
like you say you
important
kept it real your whole life, but what do you have to show for it?
got an
Show me
important question
something.
here from Maria. She said, "So my question: how can you tell a 31-year-old young man who had no father figure in his life? How can I teach him what is real so he can understand?" Um,
oh,
and
okay, a
Good
31-year-old
question.
young man.
those
Is
are
that her
tough,
son
tough.
or her boyfriend? I'm just
We
kidding. Like I'm okay.
a boyfriend.
No.
Nah,
The reason I
hey,
say that is because
that's not our business, and you don't have to put that out there,
okay.
I
Maria.
mean, I think with her raising him, if she's real, he's going to see that even more than somebody being
Right.
raised by a father also.
Yes, I
You know
agree.
what I
Right.
mean? So I don't think it
Right.
matters, even more as a woman. If you're keeping it real and doing what you got to do as a mother, as a father, as everything you're doing, he's going to grow up knowing what being real is. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying? And that's my
True.
perception of being real.
I,
I think it comes with age and experience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As you get older, and as you meet people, you know who's real and who's not just by the kind of person they are. And if you need a hand or you pick up the phone, you know that person's going to be there. You know they're real. And I
uh,
think that happens from experience also. You know what I'm saying? Age and experience. So to answer that woman, I mean, she's going to be a perfect example of if he's real or not. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If she's doing
and
what
I'll
she has to
second
do
that.
as a mother, then he's going to be real because he knows you did what you had to do as a mother, and he's going to have to do what he has to do for his mother, and so on and so forth. But I think when people are real through time and experience. That's
Yeah.
my
True.
opinion.
True
I
that.
will second that, Maria, and I'll take it a little step further because that right there is everything in a nutshell. He's gonna learn from everything that you show him. Bottom line. However, that does not mean that he's not gonna make his mistakes because
True.
growing,
Right.
you're as a young man, you're gonna make your own decisions. You're gonna I mean, sometimes you're gonna fall into traps, and then that's just life. No matter how great your parents are. I
Right.
mean, to go back to like what Ruben said, I had great parents in my life. I still chose to do a lot of stupid things that I could have probably gotten in a lot of trouble for.
Absolutely.
However, somehow I managed to stay out of it. Most guys don't. Some guys get caught into it, and maybe they have to do time. Maybe they, whatever the case might be. So it's not to say that mistakes can't be made, but at the end of the day, at the core, what the woman that you show him you are, whether it's a woman that works hard, that's responsible, that tells the truth, that is flat out genuine in who you are as a person, that's going to be what he becomes at the end of the day. I
Yes,
truly believe that.
I agree.
Good point. Good point, Don. Good point.
But
One more thing too. I was
yeah,
also, sometimes guys, exposing your child again, assume if exposing them to even at 31, because it's never too late, but I think exposing them to the what if situation. I think one of the biggest things that changed my life is I remember my brother taking me to a funeral and seeing one of my friends get buried, and he like, look, this is the streets. That shit scared me. You know what I mean? That woke me up like I need to stay away from it. I don't want to be like that. And then I went to visit one of my brothers in jail and craziness. And you don't want to be here. Those two sometimes getting exposed with reality of the what if can happen would
Mhm.
sometimes spark a plug to say I got to get my shit together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if the flip side of that, I think everyone if you're struggling or if you feel lost, find out what makes you happy, what will make you happy, what is your and then go run with it. Find your happiness in whatever you think. If it's a fireman, if it's a police, if it's whatever makes you happy, run with it, because when you obtain that success, that's going to open up so much doors for you, so much happiness within inside, and then you could explode from there. So I mean,
Absolutely.
those are just a few things that could turn things around. That's all.
without a doubt. Um, and getting back now to the issue at hand, which all these crazy women. We're gonna say who's the real problem here? Who's the real problem? And I think two big issues that we have from as men and women is, I think, us as men, you guys can, tell me if you think so on that. Us as men, we tend to be problem solvers. Women like to vent. And I know for me, that's how I am. Like, I hear an issue, I am quick to want to solve it. And sometimes that's not good because I know, sometimes a woman just wants to vent to you and then kind of express herself a little bit. And right away, I mean, for example, like a woman come home from work and like, oh my God, my job is just so exhausting, la la la. Like my first answer would be, why don't you just quit that? Go do something else that makes you happy. They don't want to hear that. They want to speak. They want to vent about what their day was like. And so I think that becomes a issue in itself that, for us, where we like to kind of just jump right at the situation, solve it, figure it out. Women, again, I guess that goes back to the multitasking and everything else. Their brains kind of are going and it's creating a bunch of things that they need to vent on. And I think that's where those differences really, really take effect. And, we just have those also listening styles where women they listen actively, right? We listen quietly, we process things internally, and sometimes we have no reaction. So it's like, okay, you're not paying attention. Going back to what we were saying before about they'll ask you the same questions in 5 different ways, right? Just to make sure you're paying attention. And it's not to say we're not paying attention. We're listening. We just kind of get into our own little zones with how we're listening. And don't get me wrong, this ain't for every man, because there are some guys out there that while you're speaking, they're probably replaying highlights of the sports game from last night while you're speaking. I probably got caught in that a couple of times myself. So that happens at times. So I think, there is that space, but you got to understand that's who we are as men as well. But I think we have to learn as men when it's something that's important, conversation that's important, we got to be able to turn that switch on to say, all right, let me focus on what my lady's saying, and this means a lot to her. And on this flip side, I think as women, you got to learn to say, all right, you know what? Maybe I don't need to share everything with my man. Let me learn how to internalize a few things here and there too, so I'm not killing his brain. I'll let you guys take it from there. What do you guys think about that?
Go ahead, Charlie.
Oh shit.
You've been quiet for a
lot
minute
of
there.
times I want to fix things when it comes to my honey, and I'm quick to like, well, let's do this, let's take care of this, and she just wants to vent, you know what I mean, and let it all out and just vent. It might not be fixable, but I'm doing damage control, and I'm like, let's do this, let's do that, let's fix it, and she just wants to vent, and it might not be fixed. It might not ever get fixed, but you gotta let them vent because that's what they want to do.
True that.
Right.
True that.
We as men, I think we want to be the problem solvers and the
Right.
hero, and we want to fix
That's
things.
part of our makeup.
Yeah,
That's part of our
right.
makeup.
That's her.
And a lot of times they just want us to listen,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Listen,
But-
they say the best relationships are people that listen, bro, in everything in life. You know what I'm saying? Even when you're in a business meeting,
Yeah.
just sitting there and listening is one of the smartest things to do as a person.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you can make somebody happy or let her vent out, just listen. You may learn something. I'm not saying all the time, you know what I'm saying, when they yap, but listening is the most important thing in life, I think. You know what I'm saying? So
I get
hope
an
didn't
F for that.
I hope I
I
didn't turn it a different route. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I
you
agree.
didn't. No, Chris, you did.
You know?
And guys, I'll share this with you real quick. Let me just interject. There's an old saying. I've said this before. God bless us with 2 ears and 1 mouth so we can listen twice as much as we speak. And there are a lot of times you have to be discerning when dealing with the female species. They do want to vent. But if you listen attentively, you know when they're venting and when they're coming to you for assistance, guidance, protection, answers to their situations and problems. But it all starts with being listening. And there are times, and if you listen, and men are the same way. 9 times out of 10, if you got somebody you can talk to and they're good listeners, you'll answer your own questions because you got it out of your system and you hear it coming out of your mouth. You'll be like, oh, snap. If I had did this, I wouldn't be in this situation. You know what I mean? So listening is like Chris, you said it. It's a key factor because when you go to school, what's the first thing they teach you? Sit in your chair, be quiet, and listen. Take notes.
Yes, sir.
Right? So we got to learn how to take verbal notes if we're going to help to do anything.
Great point.
I mean, there's other ways. I mean, every single one has their issues. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't the craziness, it's this. If it ain't, and I'm sure they say the same thing about us.
Oh yeah,
but
they do.
Absolutely.
When you find a keeper, you keep her. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, if you let her go, the next one's going to be even crazier. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like we're saying they're all crazy. I'm sure they say the same thing about us, but with all due respect, they are all crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's just, honestly, I mean, we're all crazy too, but it's a matter of if it ain't this one being crazy, the next one's going to be crazy. So if you fell in love with this one, deal with the craziness, unless you're in trouble or something. But that's my philosophy. I mean, if you're happy and the craziness is there, you stay there, dude. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go to the next spot, they may be this much crazier. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Right.
And the bottom line is we do love and appreciate a little craziness.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
don't kid yourself, man. We know we do.
True that. True that.
I mean, they might be doing a podcast on their phones right now. You know what I'm saying about us, saying the same thing about us. You know what I mean?
Listen, Brenda had brought up a conversation about the girls doing a podcast, and they were in apartment 4A above us.
You know what I'm saying? So
there it goes.
It could be true.
Well,
but
no,
I think what Chris said earlier was, find that person that can I guess someone that can meet all your expectations. Right? You have to listen. No one's gonna be all 100% perfect for anyone, but when you find that compatibility in someone, for the most part, whether it could be the upbringing, the understanding of my background, your background, the go-getters type, when you have most of the core with an individual, the relationship is solid. Things are gonna happen. You're always gonna argue. No one's perfect.
Right,
but when you can overlook it and look at that person and go, that's my nigga, at the end of the day, I'm a ride or die, chances are against you, with you, and for the most part, you're gonna make good decisions and succeed. I think, listen, I don't know, I think we all got kids, but one thing that really saved my relationship, I'm not gonna lie, is having, my daughter, man. When I had her, it really made me personally respect her mother even more. Right. I'm like, holy shit. And I can't show this. I gotta show her that there's value there, and that allowed me to be a better man. Hands down.
And when you have daughters too, you want them to be respected as women when they get older. So what they see, what they hear, and so on and so forth, that's a big part in their life, whether we believe it or not, because they grow up. Oh, it's normal to get yelled at by men. Oh, it's normal to, or no man's going to yell at me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't no man yelling at me. I don't care who you are. So that has a lot to do with when you have daughters, how you treat your women also, I think. Yeah. That's my opinion. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Hey, beautiful.
Say hi to my friends. Come on, say hi.
Hi. Hello, little lady. How you doing? She's beautiful. She's beautiful.
Thank you.
Hey, guys, she looks like her mother.
All good. You ain't gonna. I'm gonna shut up. You're gonna get an argument for me. You know what I mean? I'm quiet. But Chris, to your point, absolutely. Even now, like when that pops off like that, when you talked about that,
absolutely.
I look at my daughter and I'm like, you see, Daddy's just gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna diffuse it all, and and my daughter be like, Daddy, like she, thank you for doing that. Listen, to your point,
you're a punk ass.
Yup. See, because he got a son, because he got a son who's breaking kids' ribs and punching people in the face. I saw your
That's
son.
terrible, Dom.
Yeah,
Why would you do that?
Yeah, why would you put him in boxing?
Chris has
He had
one
a
too.
kid-
Why would you
Chris
do
has
that,
one
Dom?
that does the same thing.
Yo, Chris, I met his son. Cool little blanquito, you know what I mean? Just chilling, you know what I mean? You know, yeah. Chilling, cool, calm, velo. Now he's breaking ribs and knocking. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
But see,
You know
what good is he still looks cool, calm, and collective.
He is.
People don't know
he
he's
is.
breaking ribs, but he's breaking ribs on the side.
I know. Listen, I respect it. Though.
But listen, guys, moving this along as we coming up to the end of the show. I do want to say to everyone that stood around watching the show, appreciate it, number one. And number two, you guys have heard a lot of speculation and conversation about what the hell is going on May 3rd.
Yeah.
So I did put up a post that said I was going to think about putting out the video tonight so you guys can see it if you were watching the show, and we'll blast it first here on the show. So I think I'm going to stick to those guns and allow people to see what this show May 3rd is going to be all about. Okay. However, keep this in mind. The only way you're really going to know what this show is about is if you are there live.
Sure.
There's no other way to understand what's going down. We're giving you as much as we can give you.
Right.
Without spoiling the whole situation. And I am, choosing that way to be the best way, because if you want to know what's going on, what myself and your dream girl has put together, you're going to want to be there. You're going to have to see this live, experience something you've never experienced before, because it is different than anything you've ever been to. And all I can say is that I promise you, you are going to have the time of your life.
You won't be disappointed.
Beginning to the end.
You won't be disappointed.
Smiles, laughter, dancing, good times. And
a feel good time.
And I think, for those of you that are still here, I think it's maybe time to throw on the video so you guys can get a little idea. Joanne, Suave is not going to be there May 3rd, but he might come through. I mean, he might be there, just to come and watch the show, but he's not a part of the show. But listen, everyone's going to be at the show as long as, I know if people have shows, then they can't be there. But if not, I'm sure everyone's going to be there, because this is going to be that kind of event. And to be
then
clear,
again, Dom, you never know.
Yeah, after this event, and there's going to be so many surprises. So that's, obviously we can't throw everything out there. But after the event, for those of you that have been to the Carteret, New Jersey Theater, there's also a club in it. And after the concert, we'll be having the birthday party celebration for the Dream Girl.
There you go.
You got also C-Bank, and there are a few other. We got DJ Rob Lowe. There's a few other people that will be celebrating birthdays that night. So you're talking about an awesome time at a concert, then to do the ultimate of after parties, birthday celebrations at the club. Obviously the club is limited, so I believe it was like 500 people, but it is what it is. But it's gonna be a great time. So those of you that are first in line to buy the tickets, you'll be able to purchase the after party tickets as well. So without further ado, I know everyone wants to see what's going on with the video. You guys are going to be the first ones to see it here.
There you go.
Let's get it going.
May 3rd, Dream Girl and Dom G presents There Goes the DJs Concert Musical Journey. Experience special tribute performances. Feel the energy of Michael Jackson, The Temptations, Madonna, and other magical moments of legends reimagined with special guest appearances by Dream Girl Cynthia, C-Bank, and many more. There goes the DJs. Feel fueling the night one epic beat at a time with DJ Rob Lowe, DJ Butch Rock, DJ Frankie Cutlass, DJ Lucho, DJ B Ribs, DJ O, DJ Blazer One, and DJ White Boy KYS, and a special historic set of video music box with the legendary Ralph McDaniels, all hosted by Cynthia and Dom G at the Carteret Performing Arts Center in New Jersey. May 3rd, don't miss your chance to be a part of Entertainment Redefined.
Yes, y'all. Yes.
Okay.
There
Beautiful.
you have it. There you have it. Like I said, it's gonna be a whole different kind of experience than anything you've experienced in the past. And the only way to truly know what that's gonna be is to be there. I mean, that's really it. Cause definitely not giving away anything else besides that. That right there was the furthest that we are going to take it. Man, it's gonna be a great time. Chris, I really hope that you guys are going to be able to be there.
Yes.
I know,
If we're in town, you know we will.
yeah, I already know.
If we're in town, you know we will.
It's gonna be dope, man. Can't wait, man. So
Yes.
May 3rd it is. I'm excited. This is
That's
feels
Cinco
like my
de
baby.
Mayo weekend. Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Cinco de Mayo weekend. I know that's what for you. It might be a busy
Yeah.
weekend. That's what I said. You guys are in the Spanish market, so I know that could be a very busy weekend for you guys. So,
But if not, you know we're there. You know that.
yeah, no,
That's
I
close
already
to
know,
home,
brother.
closer to home too.
Yeah.
than normal. You know
So
what that
with
means.
so with that said, guys, another thing you guys will be the first ones to know here. Tickets will be going on sale this Friday. This Friday,
Okay.
tickets will be on sale. You guys already know how those the seats that you want to get and grab go quick.
Yes, sir.
So Friday they'll be
And
on
at a
sale.
And at a cheaper note, BrendaKstar.com. Her EP live comes out Friday also.
Does it? Oh,
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that? Hold on, repeat that one more time, Chris. Repeat that.
I
one more
said
time.
this Friday or now, you go on BrendaKstar.com. She's got a new EP coming out. Brenda K Star Live, all her music that she sang back in the day at Ida, Sola, all that good stuff. Por ese hombre is all live. So check it out. It's a whole new vibe. It's beautiful.
All live.
BrendaKstar.com.
All live,
Cool.
y'all. BrendaKstar.com. BrendaKstar.com. Can they
Yes,
pre-order it now?
They can pre-order right now. BrendaKstar.com.
Oh, guys, you got to
Kick
go
up
on
that
there. Go on there
$1.29.
right now. Go on there right now. BrendaKstar.com. You guys already know how we are. We're a family over here. We support
Yes,
each
sir.
other.
Absolutely.
Go on
Yes,
there,
sir.
pre-order if you haven't pre-ordered, and make sure you get that. Listen, Christmas is coming.
Yes.
What better present right there to give for somebody you love?
Yes, sir.
That's an
Yes,
awesome
sir.
gift to give. Everybody looking for those last minute gifts. So
Absolutely.
you
And
got
on a different note, congratulations to you and Cynthia on what you're doing. That's a beautiful event you guys got coming up May 3rd. You guys been doing your thing in the last couple shows you did. Chicago, we just did the other day, which was beautiful.
yes,
Good
yes.
time. So
Shout out.
big props to you and Sin doing your thing. I see it. I know other people see it. And if they don't, they're not real.
Listen,
Yeah, man.
all
Nah, I
three
like
events-
that, Chris. That's a perfect segue. Yes, sir.
all
Yes,
three
sir.
events were off the hook.
And I
All three.
appreciate it. Listen, we couldn't do it
Yes.
without y'all. Let's be
No, I know
honest,
it.
man. You guys are the ones that come and give that energy, and it's why our circles
Yes, sir.
is tight the way it is, man. Because it's one of those things that you keep the people around you that love to see you win, and you push them because
Yes,
you want to
sir.
see them win, and that's what we all do here.
Absolutely.
It's a constant
Absolutely.
push, and it's awesome
Absolutely.
to have those people
Yep.
around you, not the people that are hoping for your demise and
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
stuff like that. So you got to be careful with those kind of people. But it's a beautiful
I'm trying
thing
to
we
reach
got
that
going
mountain
here.
top with my people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
sir.
Well, what's
there
the
by
point of being
yourself.
up there if
Up there by
nobody can go up
yourself
there?
is lonely.
Listen,
Yep,
Rube was
Right.
up there. Rube got up there quick. He was up there by himself. He didn't want to bring none of us with him. He stood up there. He got lonely. And then he called me and said, "Yo, Dom, I want to bring you up here. Let me get you involved in all this to make some money. because it's lonely
There
up
you
here
go.
by myself. So I said, all right,
There you go.
let's start doing this together.
I was just waiting for the right timing. I was just waiting for the right timing for him to get out of his boy mindset to a man that he could handle the realism of it. And thank God, and thank God, and thank God, and thank God Sin gave him a chance, allow him to grow up, to be around Chris, to be around Charlie, to be around Brenda K. Star, C-Bank,
There you
and
go.
it got
That is
him,
facts.
and it got him to be the
Well,
man
no.
he was
Hold
to
on.
be.
I got to correct
So
that.
therefore,
Technically, I knew Brenda and Chris before I even knew Sin.
yeah,
So-
but you know what? You wasn't at the same mindset, so you was still 19. When you met Sin, she elevated your mindset, and you got to appreciate Chris and Brenda K. Star a little bit more than the people appreciate. So you had Chris and Brenda K. Star. You just didn't value them the way you do now because Sin allowed you to expose you. Now everything is beautiful.
Preach,
You know what I mean?
preach.
I can't. I
Preach,
can't.
D, just shut.
I can't
D,
argue. I can't
D,
argue
just
that.
shut up. Just shut up. I'm here for you now, brother. You always have my number. You just decided to dial it now. That's all. You know what I mean?
Listen, I'll say this much. To back up Ruben's claims. If you watch my first few, probably my first season of There Goes the Neighborhood, and you saw the topics that I had compared to the topics that I have started to do since me and her been dating, way 360. Well, no, 180, right? Because
180.
180
Yeah.
because it definitely changed a lot from the craziness to now. Still a little crazy, but more of a grown man approach to it.
Yes, sir.
So I will definitely say that's what a woman does, right? That's what a queen does for her king.
Yes,
And
sir.
I got
Yes.
without a doubt. But it is what it is. At least when we choose to grow up, we grow up. And unlike some people that you go into their basement and they still got Superman, Batman, video games all over the place. It's just nothing but toys.
Who's laughing the most here? Who's smiling the most here?
I don't know what the fuck
Hey,
you talking
nah,
about.
but all jokes aside, Chris Arthur, you guys definitely you got to come one day to Ruben's crib.
Man,
We all get together.
I've been there
so
personally,
you can
man.
see
It
his
is
shit is just
amazing.
ridiculous. It is so dope.
Okay.
It's gonna make you feel
Okay.
like a kid. You
Yo,
feel like a
that's
fucking
cool.
kid when you're in there.
I
Nothing
walked
wrong with
into
that,
place
man.
and I was like,
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna make it my business.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make it my
I'm not
business.
impressed. I'm not impressed
Listen.
easily by homes because I can go into
Right.
a house
Right.
and I've seen the most amazing looking cribs. You go to his crib and you just he'll take you down to his space, and when you walk into that, you're just like, holy! It really blows you away. It's
Wow.
just like
That's
wow.
cool.
I will say
That
this.
means he's got a good
I will-
hobby. He's got a good hobby.
I will say this.
Mhm.
Open invite to the team. I love you guys. You guys are great.
Appreciate
Whenever
you,
D,
brother.
you already know.
I'm gonna make it my business to get there.
When you
I'm gonna
guys,
make it my
when
business
you
to get
guys,
there.
when you guys have downtime in your personal life, we just want to chill. Let me host. Give me a couple of hours. I'll turn it up for y'all. You know what I mean? I'll host for you
Okay.
guys.
No doubt. No
Appreciate
doubt.
you. Appreciate you.
Yeah, but that
Anytime.
means you actually gotta buy real food if you're gonna host. Like macaroni and
Listen.
cheese meals, like a Kraft macaroni and cheese shit. Like we grown. Like
Chris. I could have $1 million cash. I'll go to that Chef Boyardee and open
You
up
like
the
that?
fucking the spaghetti. I'll make sure y'all eat good, but I'm gonna eat arroz con huevo. You got the rice and 2 eggs, you know?
There you go.
Oh, man.
shit. But
Beautiful.
yeah,
Beautiful.
I want to
That's
say
all-
one thing about May 3rd. I've been to all three, personally involved with it. Me and my wife have been involved in all three events that Dom G and Cynthia have thrown. They've all been fire. All
thank you,
been
brother.
fire.
Thank you.
And
Yes,
May
sir.
3rd, it's not going to be anything less. It's going to be the same thing. So we just fire. That's all I can say, man.
Yeah,
No.
man.
Right,
So,
right, right.
Don't forget Friday it is. Friday tickets going on sale. Friday you also can get the BrendaKStar.com and pick up the EP. So
That's right.
a lot of amazing things that for those last minute Christmas shoppers that looking for a gift. whether it's a stocking gift, whether it's a gift
Yes,
to
sir.
give to your side piece, whatever it is that you're looking for, you know, they're out there, man. They're out there. But fellas, man, it's been real. We went a
Yes.
little over, but you know, it was fun conversation, have some good laughs, and appreciate you guys. Everybody in the
Absolutely.
chat, thank you guys so much for being a part of everything. You know, don't forget, again, keep it pushing. Don't think you're crazy when you're not crazy, because at the end of the day, you are crazy, but you're the best kind of crazy that a crazy person can be. So enjoy and embrace your crazy.
I'm in love with
And
my crazy.
there you go.
I love you, baby. He ain't no dummy. Love you, honey.
With that said,
Word.
y'all, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yo,
Yeah.
yo, Chris,
fellas.
Chris,
Yes.
nice meeting you. Yo, Dom G, love you.
Yes,
Ruben,
Chris.
love you.
Pleasure meeting you.
Yo, Charlie,
Love you
love
guys.
y'all. Everybody
Chris,
out
nice
there,
to meet
keep
you guys.
positive vibes only, man. Love